It helps like curl your. Is I think it's an eyelash curler.
Yep,
This is
yep.
not the same thing as we just saw before.
Yeah,
For
no,
the exams,
no.
eyelash curler. Let's go. Let's go. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right.
We're cooking. We're cooking.
Oh my. Oh my. We were cooking. This might look worse than it is
I
because
think
that's
so too.
electric. That is. Oh,
It looks like
but
you plug it into the wall.
yeah. So does it curl your hair? Like,
Yeah, it's got to be a type of curling iron.
because I don't think it will straighten it because you could see the loops.
Because if it did not. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Two Man Podcast. We are now on episode 52. Tyler, it feels better than ever. How you doing today, my two man?
Dude, I am doing great. I'm excited for this episode that we have in store for all our lovely viewers. How are you doing?
Dude, I cannot wait. It's gonna be a great time.
hmm
It's been a great week so far. Can't wait to cap it off with talking about a little bit of news with you, my friend. So what do we got cooking for us today?
Well, we got a lot of good stuff. The sports world has kind of been crazy lately. March Madness just ended. Congratulations to UConn women's and to Florida in the men's division for winning their respective leagues. Me and Carl are going to tell a couple funny stories, literally pretty much nothing to do with the tournaments coming up. And then we're going to talk a little bit about NBA playoffs preview. Season's over in just a couple of weeks, and our Knicks did clinch a spot, so we'll kind of give a little prediction on how we think they're going to do. And then finally, we go a little bit to baseball. We'll talk baseball and how the season has started for the Mets, for the Giants, any other storylines that have really taken over the league. And last but not least, we have a fun game this week. Actually, a game made by Taylor and Courtney, and we're gonna quiz. Well, they're gonna quiz us. They made a presentation on girl products, and we have to guess what they are, and
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
have
not
to
I'm not
see.
gonna do good at this, man. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, I have some confidence in some, but I'm sure they definitely threw some in there to, trick us, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Like, yeah, you live with a woman, like I'm cooked, bro. Like I'm
Yeah,
just straight
yeah, I
cooked.
grew up. Yeah, grew up with a sister. Have live with Taylor. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how they stump us. I'm gonna have you guess probably some of them, but
Oh yeah. If you like know one for sure, you have to let me guess.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. I definitely will. So that's gonna be our last thing of the episode, and we're excited for that. But Carl, how about we get started here? And we talk a little bit about just March Madness, which always pisses me off that it ends in April. I always hate that it drags on so long.
I literally was walking out the door to go watch like March Madness. And I was like, all right, mom, I'm leaving to go watch March Madness. She goes, it's April. And I'm
Yeah,
like, ah, stop it.
I know. It annoys me so much. I just talked recently with someone and they're like, "Is March Madness over?" I'm like, "Nope, goes until April." Doesn't make any sense, but it just starts halfway through March. That's the problem.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, if it started a week earlier, it'd be fine. It's dumb. Whatever.
yeah, it is dumb, but I understand that you lost a little money in the national championship.
Yeah, yeah. I just would want to kind of put my experience out there. So, all these other people that listen to the podcast, especially the people in Frankfurt, don't, ever do this when they come to the States. So, I bet the underdog because I really did not give a hoot about
Mhm.
the men's national championship once Duke lost. I was just pissed. I was like,
Yeah.
why? Also, I just realized, why do I have this here? I don't need this. Two microphones, just fucking weird. Anyway,
I didn't even realize that. That's funny.
I just like was looking at it. I was like, this looks dumb. Um, anyway, so uh I bet on Houston. I was like, fuck it. They're the underdogs. I'll bet $20 on them. It was like $20 to win $70.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. I was confident. So, the game goes on. Houston's dominating the game pretty much. They're like winning the game by 10 points pretty much the whole game
hmm
until like the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And then, next thing Florida makes a little bit of a comeback. So I say to myself, they're still down. Should I bet money on Florida? So
Yeah.
I look at the odds. It's like plus 150 to bet on Florida. And I
Yeah.
was like to hedge my bet, I guess, in a sense. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to double down on Houston. So I
hmm
waited for the game to get tied because I had a feeling it was going to tie. And I waited for Houston to go up plus 150 and I bet another $50 on Houston. All my other
Nice.
friends sitting at the table, was there with Marcelo, went with LJ, they
Yeah.
were like, "Yo, Florida's gonna win."
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida ended up winning, and I lost $70. So I was fucking furious. I was like,
Yep.
"You've got to be kidding me!" I was like, "This is why I usually don't bet on college basketball. Like,
Yeah.
why did I?" It's like
Yeah.
I just wanted something exciting because I was going to watch the game.
Obviously, especially those tournament games, anything can happen. I mean, I only
Yeah,
watched parts of it, but Houston had the lead for pretty much the whole first half, and I
yeah,
think some of the second half. But
they were dominating until like the last like 6 or 7 minutes of the game.
yeah, I that's when I kind of turned it on, and I was kind of shocked that Houston even led in that game at any point
Yeah,
because their offense looked so terrible, and Walter Clayton Jr. on Florida looks pretty legit. So
yeah. I mean, like he didn't have a single point in the first half,
yeah,
so
I know
that's
I
what.
couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that's why I guess it was such a close game.
Hmm.
But then he started turning it up, and it was just game over for Houston.
Yeah, and I always hate the argument of someone talking about like Clayton or a prospect in March Madness saying like, "Oh, they're not gonna replicate this in the NBA." It's like I'm not watching these games to scout players. I'm watching these games for excitement.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I don't care if any of these guys are bust unless they go to the Knicks. But I don't care if any of these guys are bust. Some of them are probably going to be bust. They might not even
Yeah,
make the
no,
NBA.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
There's so many guys who have busted brackets who are now just working as like a car salesman or
Yeah.
working in a cubicle. So I don't really mind if they don't make it to the NBA. So
No,
yeah,
actually such a good point. And then you even have guys like on the Mets who are working at Whole Foods like the night before. It goes
yeah,
both ways.
yeah, that's
Like it's
true.
actually crazy.
It is crazy to hear those stories, I know. So, yeah, congrats to Florida. I definitely didn't have
Yeah.
them in either of my brackets. I had St. John's and I had Duke.
Yeah. I had
So,
St. John's. I only had one bracket and they were cooked pretty much from the second week.
yeah, no, I know, but I am excited. I was happy that UConn women's won. Finally happy to
Yes.
see Paige Buchers get her ring, get her championship in her last year. That was
Yeah.
nice.
A former flame of our, friends over there who all love Paige Buchertz,
Yeah.
and you actually have a really funny story about that, right?
Kind of, yeah. Well, it made me think not too long ago when I saw some of the boys, when I saw Dan and Blake and the rest of them at Dockside, and it was the Final Four game, and UConn was on, and it made me think of years and years ago. We were in downtown New Haven in college. It was like it was maybe her first or second year there.
It had to have been like her first or second because what did she do? 5 years there?
Yeah, 5 years because she had 2 years of injuries. I think she tore like both her ACLs, like back to back years, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, so it was like her first or second year. So obviously it's when UConn is just a dominant team in women's basketball. So that was the buzz. And yeah, we were just there in downtown New Haven. I think we were there like all day drinking. I think it's when we did Casey's Pub Golf.
Yes, and that's why I wasn't there. I was so upset for
Yeah,
that.
so we were bouncing bar to bar. We were probably there for like 5, 6 hours. We were trying to, have a drink at a place. If anyone hasn't played pub golf, I recommend it. You go in teams of two usually, and you all have to order the same drink, and you see how many sips you can get it down in. So if you chug it, that's, one stroke. Take two sips, two strokes, and whatever team has the lowest score wins. That's what we were doing all day. So we had a few drinks in us already. And I remember we were walking past Olives and Oil for anyone who knows the New Haven area. And when we tried to go in there earlier in the day for a drink, they said, you just can't sit over here and get food. We have a private event coming later. So we said, yeah, we don't care. We're just getting one drink and we're getting out of here. So they said, all right, yeah, we'll sit you over here. So they sat us in a different section. We leave, go to a bunch of different places. We walk past Olives and Oil again. And all of a sudden, who's standing there but Paige Buckets is standing right on top of the steps, leaving Olives and Oil. And none of us said anything. We all kind of just like looked at each other, kept talking. And then we must have seemed like such losers because we walked probably 10 more feet and went, holy shit, that was Paige Buckets. And she had to have heard it because we were all just like, oh my, and we all kept looking back and we're like, why didn't we say anything? We just all stared, stopped talking, kept walking, and then said it. I was like,
That's
what the hell,
amazing.
dude? We were like starstruck. And it was just like I couldn't believe it that she was down there in downtown New Haven.
And that's like before she was like as big as she is now.
Yeah.
She's got endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Like she was gonna go into the WNBA, but stayed
Yeah.
1 more year. So that was the
Yeah.
big hype. Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
it was so funny to think of too because Casey's birthday is the end of March, and that's why we were celebrating. So it was definitely during March Madness, and I
Yeah.
definitely remember that they just won that day, like one of their March Madness games, and then that was where the private event was for. It was for the Yukon women's team at Olives and Oils, which out of all places, nice
Out of
place,
all
but
places, nice
yeah,
place, but like you could have picked a lot better places, especially in downtown New Haven.
exactly, yeah. Because I remember, I think later even that night too, we saw the team bus like outside the hotel right there in New Haven, and we were like, "That's where they're
Oh yeah, because
staying
Olive and Oil, I think, was right across the street
from
from
the
that
hotel."
hotel. So that makes sense why they did that. Then it was just probably convenient.
I guess so, but I mean, yeah, maybe they had another game close the other day. I can't remember because like they play in Hartford or down further in Connecticut. Actually, no, closer to New Haven.
Dude,
So
like they could have went to Te Amo, which in
they
my
could have.
opinion is better than Geronimo's adding
Yeah.
Adding Taylor, sorry.
Yeah, no, anyone who's been to New Haven, me and Carl just talked about this recently. Te Amo and Geronimo's is another two great Mexican spots down in New Haven. I recommend them if you're in the area. But
Recommend them.
yeah, Te
Definitely.
Amo was good. Taylor did say she's heard from credible sources that
From sources.
that it has gone downhill. So we'll have to be the judge of that.
Yeah, we got to see if they're credible because I don't know because I love me some Te Amo.
Yeah, their food, their drinks were always just delicious.
Yeah.
Geronimo's wasn't bad, but Te Amo I like better.
Yeah, I've only been to Geronimo's maybe like two times. And like
Yeah.
we've been to Te Amo so many more times. Like I can count like at least 10 times I've been there.
Oh yeah. It was
Yeah,
always Te Amo instead of Geronimo's.
exactly. But Taylor goes there once. She thinks it's better.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
know. We'll
Come
have
on,
to see.
Taylor. Come
I know.
on.
I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it either.
You know, one quick thing that when you were going through this like weekend that I just thought about that we completely glanced over that I think we need to touch upon, even though I'm not really like a huge hockey fan, is on my birthday, Ovechkin broke the fucking goal record.
That was on your birthday. Yes.
Yeah, was freaking electric. I feel like we
Yes.
need to talk about that a little bit, like, because that
Dude,
is
yeah.
really fucking cool.
Yeah, no, that was like such an unbreakable record that was
I
finally
know.
broken. And I personally was rooting for him. I know,
Yeah.
there might be a lot of non-fans of the Capitals or Ovechkin. I was rooting for him. I wanted them to get it. And as these last months were going on, I knew he was going to get it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy too because you see so many guys in different sports leagues kind of just crawling to their retirement. It's like, oh, they're coming off the bench scoring 5 points. Oh, they're a pinch hitter
Yeah.
hitting a home run like once a month. Like Ovechkin is still at the top of his game. He broke his leg this season. He missed
What?
16 games,
That's insane.
and he is still fourth in the league in goals at 39 years old.
Is
Like,
he like is he retiring after the season? Like I feel like I haven't heard of like retirement, so he's gonna fucking blow past that record.
yeah, and that's the other crazy thing too is if it wasn't for a lockout year and the COVID year, he might have even had 1,000 goals by now.
That's insane.
Like he is just a goal scorer, and he is so good in his one spot on the power play. Like it's so electric that
Yeah.
what he does. And I was able to see him a couple times in person against the Rangers. Obviously, I wasn't happy when he scored against us, but it's
Yeah.
pretty cool to say like you're going to see a future Hall of Famer. A
Yeah.
guy who broke the goal scoring record, and yeah, and to do it on Long Island too is just so funny.
Yeah, it was so crazy because I had a friend who went Friday to that game, went to
Mhm.
the Islander game, and
Yeah,
then like 2 days later, my friends from home in the group chat were like, "Has anybody seen the tickets to the Islander game today?"
yeah,
And I was like, "No." And I checked, like, just to walk in, it was like $1,600 to just
yeah.
get into the stadium,
I
and that
know.
was minimum. So it was
Yeah.
crazy how expensive they were because, people were coming from all over to watch him break the record.
I know, and that's the funny part too, because I was paying attention to the game on Friday, when he was home, and he scored 2 goals, one to be one away from tying, and then he tied it. And there was still like 10
Insane.
minutes left in the game when he tied it, and he had the chance because they pulled the goalie, the Blackhawks, so he had the chance to break the record on an empty net, but he told the coach he didn't want to be on the ice because he wanted to break the record with a goalie in the net, which I thought was awesome.
That is a fucking baller ass
Yeah,
move, dude.
yeah. And
That is so
I
baller.
was saying for weeks to Taylor, I was like, I want him to break it legit. I don't want him to do it on empty net. That would be dumb. And then finally, we were actually at the Yard Goats game, and I pulled up the end of the game on my phone too to kind of watch it live because I was like, if he breaks the record, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, no,
And
100%.
I had it open, and all of a sudden the net was empty, and she just looked at me, and I shook my head. I was like, I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna miss. I think he's gonna pass. He's gonna do whatever it takes. Because I mean, they're already in the playoffs. It doesn't really matter. So I was like, I think he's gonna pass. And he never came on the ice. And after the game, coach said, yeah, he didn't want to be on the ice for, the record breaker with no goalie in net. So that's why Sunday got set up so nicely as it did.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. And then I loved his celebration at the end. Like a
Yeah,
little kid, he just freaking slides, man.
yeah.
Guy 39 years old just sliding headfirst on the ice,
I
dude.
know. And
That's
my
really
one,
cool.
yeah, my friend Paul, he was at the game
No
because, well, he
way.
had tickets. He has like weekend package tickets,
Weekend
like you kind of
package.
do with the Mets. And
Wow.
so him and his dad did think about selling it
I would
just
have
for fun.
130% sold those tickets.
Yeah. Well, because
But
we
also being there to like see greatness is
It's
kind of
like,
hard to
yeah, it's
pass
like
up.
maybe if you put it up for something ridiculous, like $5,000 each, if it
Yeah.
sells, it sells. If not, you get to go see history. And he has a video of Ovechkin scoring, so it's actually kind of cool to be there. But then it's pretty funny because they had the whole world watching the Islander game. I mean, me and Taylor were watching it, and I literally was hoping he scored because imagine paying that much money or watching a game and he didn't score. It's like then
Yeah.
you just went to a shitty Islander game for $5,000.
You know how I was thinking about that too is like it's really weird how like in sports like that works because it's very possible like
Oh
you
yeah,
have all these people show up, they had like literally the whole Wayne Gretzky family was there,
yeah,
like there was just so many like the commissioner of the league was there. So
yeah.
now what if he doesn't score on that Sunday
Yeah,
and it gets pushed to the next time they play, which is either like Tuesday or Wednesday?
yeah,
What happens then?
I know.
Like, do these people all go back to the game?
Yeah, no, I
Like,
think they've been traveling for weeks, so I'm sure they were probably happy it was done with.
yeah,
Because
crazy.
because Gretzky said when he broke Gordie Howe's record, Gordie Howe was going to each game following Gretzky. So Gretzky wanted to do the same thing for Ovi. So I think
Oh, that's
Gretzky's
pretty
been
dope.
going to games for like the last couple weeks,
Oh, that's
um,
amazing, actually. That's really cool.
which is really cool. But I think deep down inside, he's probably like, please just end this. Like,
Please,
I have
please
to
just
sit
end
next
it.
to the commissioner every game, Ovechkin's family over here. Like, let me just watch from home or something. I don't want to be
Yeah,
dragged out on the ice, for this halftime ceremony.
yeah, no, dead ass.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's pretty cool though.
no, it's really cool, and I mean, it is really cool that we'll be able to tell like our kids and younger people one day, like we saw LeBron break the scoring record. Now we saw Ovechkin break the goal record. Like,
Yeah.
w
Like it makes me think, like what did our parents ever think it was gonna get broken? Like did they think he was gonna see it? Like when Ovechkin got drafted, do you think there was like anybody who was like, yeah, like this guy's gonna break the scoring record? Because
yeah,
on our end, I don't see any person who I'm just like in sports where I'm like, yo, this person's gonna break a record,
no, never.
you know?
Yeah, because something usually comes in the way. Like, I think there was a tweet that resurfaced from like 2014. And it was like Gretzky's record will never be broken, and anyone who thinks Ovechkin will break it like is wrong. Because there was rumors of him or headlines that they wanted him shipped back to the KHL in Russia. Like they didn't like how he was playing and all this stuff. And I was like, this guy was putting up like 40, 50 goals a year. Like he is
Yeah.
just a perennial goal scorer. So yeah, it really is funny to think like that. If there's any players in any sport now who's going to beat any of these records, the LeBron one probably not because he's still going.
Yeah, I mean the only chance you have is like someone like Giannis or like I don't know, someone who's like on the younger side now who's
Hmm.
just gonna play for 40 years. Like
Yeah,
Shane Gillis Alexander, right?
yeah. But that's the
Yeah.
problem with some of these guys now is that they kind of hit their prime too late, and by too
Yeah.
late, it's crazy to say like 26, 27. Like you literally have to be consistent from like age 19 to 20
19.
to like
Yeah.
40 to break some of these
Yeah.
records and not get
Yeah.
hurt, not go through slumps. Like it's
Yeah.
hard.
And then LeBron has been in the league since he was like 18 years old. Like
Yeah. Something
nobody
like that.
that young is ever going to be in the NBA again because
No.
they changed all those rules.
Yeah. And not even that, but it's just like, I just feel like you have to be pretty generational to be
Yeah.
that good for that long. So,
The last person like I could think about who was like so good like in baseball, who I thought was gonna like break like all these records
mhm.
was like remember like when Harper like was coming up like and
Yeah.
he was like literally on the cover of Sports Illustrated at like 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like he's like the last person where everybody was like, yeah, he's gonna be breaking records. Yeah, he's been having a good year, like good seasons. He's been having, like a good career,
Yeah.
but he's not gonna break any like home run record or anything
No.
like that. So
Yeah.
it's
It
just crazy to think about.
yeah, and it made
And
me think too. I was like, because Judge is just hitting home runs every year. I'm like, honestly,
yeah,
like what could stop him from breaking Bonds' record? But what's going to stop him is he's already
his
like
age.
30 something.
He's
Yeah,
32.
I know, which is nuts.
They did something on the Barstool podcast with Big Cat, I think part of my take. They said, who
Hmm.
would you rather have for the next 14 years? Because Vladdy just got a 14-year $500 million deal.
Yeah.
And they were like, who would you rather have? And they were saying like Vladdy Guerrero or Adley Rutschman. And they were saying like Vladdy Guerrero, Bo Bichette,
Yeah.
Vladdy Guerrero
Sure.
or whatever. And
Yeah.
then they finally came up Vladdy Guerrero or Aaron Judge, and the one guy was like, you know what? Like, I think I would rather Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's 32 years old, I think a 14-year contract when he's 40, he's still gonna be like mashing 30 bombs.
Oh yeah. No, it
Yeah,
just he looks like a guy that isn't slowing down anytime soon.
yeah,
And you see some of his numbers at like in a certain amount of at bats compared to some guys who have like a lot more homers than him. Like he's way ahead of everybody in terms of home runs per at bat and stuff, but he's just older. That's the problem.
exactly. Just crazy, man, like how shit works. Like you just hit your peak at a certain
Hmm.
time.
I know, because yeah, he would have had to come up at like 22 and done this for
Yeah.
even then like 20 years.
And like even so, like I think he broke into the league at 26.
Yeah.
And like I literally just turned 26 and
Yeah.
we're saying that shit's old. Like
No,
that's
I
like
know.
a young age.
That's why I'm saying when like they hit their prime too late, like with air quotes, it's like too late at 26 is crazy. But in sports, I mean, you're only around for a short period of time, really, in terms of your whole life. So it's
I
nuts.
guess
It's nuts.
so. It's nuts, man. Dude, crazy. The sports world's just on fire. I
Yeah.
know. What is our next topic? NBA playoffs? Is that what we're talking next?
Yeah, a little NBA
Yeah.
playoffs. There's only a few games left in the season. The seeding and playoff spots are finally starting to get a little secured and everything. And, the Knicks clinched. It's looking more likely than not that they're going to have the third seed. And I think if everything stays as it is right now, they're going to play the Pistons, it looks like.
Yeah, which like in years past, if you said the Knicks were playing the Pistons, I would say like easy roll over dub. But
Yeah,
they've been playing really good ball the last like month and a half or so, the
yeah,
Pistons.
yeah.
So they've been playing some gritty basketball,
Hmm.
kind of saying reminiscent of that old dirty Pistons team that the what was their nickname? Freaking the ones that Jordan used to go up with all the time. They would say like they were like
Yeah.
dirty players, they were just gritty players.
Yeah, I can't I
What was the
can't think of it off
nickname?
the top of my head, but I just watched the Last Dance documentary recently
Yeah.
again, and they highlighted them because boy, back then did you used to get bullied going for a
Yeah,
layup.
you used to get your like uppercutted. You used to get hit
Yeah,
hard by
there
them,
was
dude.
actually wars for the
Yeah.
rebounds instead of boxing out. Like you would actually get your head wrung.
Freaking put into a headlock, just noogieing them.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, but it's
Uh,
crazy to see that turnaround too, because I think the if you told me the Knicks were playing the Pistons this year, I would have thought you were talking about a video game. Didn't they only win like
yeah.
10 games last year?
Yeah. No, it was
Something
ridiculous.
small like that. So,
Yeah.
to see the turnaround they've had and they got some stars and every Knicks game is close. Even if
Yeah.
they're up by 20 or down by 20, it come the third, fourth quarter, it's close games because the Knicks just like to play gritty as well, but
Yeah.
they just don't really have a bench still. So
Yeah.
their starters get worn out.
Yeah, and it's like their bench players like are good. Like they're not bad players.
Yeah.
It just hurts me, like I was so high on the Knicks about like 2 months ago. Like I
Yeah.
was like on literally on cloud nine, thinking,
Yeah.
wow, like the Knicks have a really good shot at this thing. Like they
Hmm.
they can beat any team. And then you look at it, and then it seems that they actually can't beat any team because they
Yeah.
were like 0-7 against the top three teams in the league,
Yeah.
and they couldn't win the big game.
No.
And then I'm watching the game last night against the Phoenix Suns, which have good talent. Like the Suns got Devin Booker, they got they got Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
You got good talent on that team, and they were
Yeah.
up by 20 at
Yeah.
one point. So it's
Yeah.
like, wow, the Knicks are fucking killing this team. Even though they haven't been having a good year, at least like they're showing out against a good team.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's the fourth quarter. They don't score for 7 minutes straight. And now it's a 5 point ball game when
Yep.
Jalen Brunson comes back in the game. Those 7 minutes, Jalen Brunson was sitting out in the fourth quarter to give him some rest
Yep.
because this guy cannot be playing 44 minutes a game before the playoffs. We
Yeah.
need him to play as many minutes as possible when it comes to the playoffs. He
Hmm.
also just came off an injury. He
Yep.
like rolled his ankle, so he needed some time.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Jalen comes back in, the team starts cooking again. They score a
Hmm.
couple of points and they end up winning the game
Yeah.
by maybe 5 points or so.
Yeah.
But still, they were up by 20 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know. There's been so many times that I'll be watching like the Mets or something, and I'm like, oh, let me see what the Knicks score is. I think it was like weeks ago they were playing the Hawks. Same thing, up by 20 at half. It's like, all right, blowout. Any good team will just, keep that team away. But if you let the team hang around, all of a sudden, their third quarters are their kryptonite. I don't know what they do at halftime.
Yeah.
Probably because they're playing, 40 minutes a game, but they come out at halftime, and all of a sudden you see that they lost the quarter by like 15 points, and all of a sudden it's a game again. It's like all you had to do was kind of keep even and
Yeah.
not lose the quarter by 20, 25 points.
I'm not even like asking you not to score to like score a lot. Like
Yeah,
even if you like is in that 7 minutes, if you they went on I think it was like a 12-0 run at one point.
yeah.
And it was like even if you just go like score 5 points, the deficit isn't going to be as crazy.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's concerning too because even, Knicks, we're like greedy because the Knicks are the 3 seed. They've won over
I know.
50 games for back-to-back seasons. But it almost is upsetting because you kind of just see like when you look in the West, the Thunder, top seed over there, they have 16 more wins than us. We couldn't beat them this year. The
Yeah.
Celtics are also like I think 7 or 8 games better, and then the Cavaliers are like
Yeah.
10 games better than that.
Yeah.
And those are the two teams in front of us who also we couldn't beat again and lost to the Celtics in a heartbreaker the other day. So it's I know, regular season doesn't really mean much when you make the playoffs, but it's hard to believe that you would be able to beat any of those teams in the 7 game series.
Yeah, I'm scared. I want the Knicks to succeed. I think we'll beat
Obviously.
the Pistons, but I think
Yes.
if we have to, face the Celtics or face a big team in the second round, I think we're not going to be as happy as we thought we were.
No, because last year I was like, yeah, I would have loved for the Knicks to have been healthy, go past the
Yeah,
Pacers. I don't know if we would have been the Celtics, but I think it would have been an exciting matchup.
I think so too. If we were healthy going into it, we were on
Yeah.
such a high. And again, like this could happen. We could be on such a high again. Like the team could start clicking
Yeah.
after this conversation we have. They'll be
Hmm.
like, you know what? Like the Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, their podcast, they probably listen to our podcast too, obviously.
Obviously.
So they probably are listening to us have this conversation right now, and they're like, you know what? We gotta turn the fuck up, boys.
Yes.
And then they can rip it off, and our next conversation we have about them could be, a amazing one. I
It
hope
could
it
be because
happens.
it still is no matter what. It's the most talent on paper the Knicks have ever had on a roster. I think
Yeah,
by far. It's
I agree.
unbelievable. 1 through 5 and a couple bench guys, what they have. But if they could
Yep.
just put it together and figure it out, it would be nice. But the problem is when they play the good teams, it's not like they're losing closely. Besides the last Celtics game in overtime, I mean they're usually down by 25 at half, and
Yeah.
then they usually lose by like 20, 25. So that's why it's almost discouraging. But who knows? Playoffs are a different animal. You come to Madison Square Garden 2, 3 times. Who knows?
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see,
Hmm.
I think uh from, I think the NBA playoffs ends like this week. I think it's shaping up pretty good. I
Hmm.
think that if I were to predict like my finals prediction,
Hmm.
I would probably say it's going to be like the Celtics again.
Hmm.
From the East. The West is a little bit trickier.
It
I
is.
mean, I think the Thunder is like the clear favorite. They're like 16 games above like everybody else,
It's
which is just
insane. Yeah.
insane. But I do think that like they're still a young team and they're not super experienced.
Hmm.
If I were to pick a team, I would say it's going to be, and I fucking hate to say this, it's going to be Celtics Lakers.
Could be.
If I were to pick right now, I think that would be my guess right now.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, I've been telling a lot of Celtics fans recently, like, I don't see anyone beating you. As
Yeah,
good as the Cavs are, even when Cavs and Celtics have played, I mean, Celtics are able to just have their number because they have so much depth and just, know how to play big games and stuff like that. So I think the Celtics will easily make it back. And like
Mhm.
you said, I think the difference between the 2 seed and the 7 seed, or like the 3 seed and the 7 seed in the West, was, what did we say, like 2 games?
Yeah,
I saw the
insane.
the the Warriors lost last night and they dropped from like 3 to 7,
Yeah,
which
they
is
were. I
nuts.
think they were 7 seed. They're 47, and I think
Yeah.
Lakers are the 3 seed, and they're 49.
49 wins, yeah, which
49.
is crazy. And yeah, I think you're right. I'm pretty sure the playoffs start next weekend, so there's got to be like 3, 4 games left. So
Yeah,
a lot of things can change. I honestly thought the Warriors could make it back too,
I
and
thought so too. Yeah, at one point.
yeah, because when they got Jimmy Butler, since they've gotten Jimmy Butler, they're like what, 19-3 now, something like
Yeah,
that. Like,
Jimmy Butler's playing like a big. Like it makes no
yeah,
sense.
it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I remember the Warriors team when they went 73-9, I think it was, when they had their,
Yeah.
historic season. It's like, just to think that they went 19-3 in any stretch. Hearing a team do that in any stretch is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
Steph's still on his bullshit, man. He scored like 50 points the other night. I'm like, dude, what? Like this guy doesn't go away.
Yeah, just for fun, I'll do Celtics Warriors as my prediction, just
That's a good one.
because,
I
like
was
you
a
said,
toss up for me, honestly.
Steph Curry could drop 50 points any night,
Yeah.
if he's feeling it. We saw it in the Olympics. We see it every season, and he knows he doesn't have too many years left. So this is kind of his last hurrah.
Now let me ask you if Steph wins another chip, right?
Yeah.
Is he better in your eyes than LeBron?
Yes.
I
I
think so
I
too.
think so, which is crazy.
I think so.
Yeah,
Even though
and
LeBron has all these accolades, I think he might be the better player at the end of the day. He may not be the better overall player, but
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's weird. I almost can't describe it because yeah, he's not the better overall player,
yeah,
but
he's just a good scorer. I think he's a good leader.
yeah,
I think, kids look up to him too, like
yeah,
that. I play that an aspect into it. Not saying the kids don't look up to LeBron, but
yeah,
I think if he wins another one, like where LeBron is still playing too, I think it'd be different. If he won and LeBron wasn't still like in playing,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it'd be a different conversation.
Mhm.
But like LeBron still also has that same shot to make it back there. And if he wins another chip,
Yeah.
it'd
No,
be
it's going to be
impressive.
interesting, especially if those two teams match up against each other. Who knows? They could in the first round if you finish 3-6,
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. That'd
Yeah,
be
I
pretty
don't know. It's
cool.
so funny because it's just two different games. Obviously, Curry's just more of a shooter. So
Yeah.
it's like hard to compare him to LeBron because LeBron has a different kind of game, different ways he can score and defend as well. But even when Curry got his fourth, I went, wow, Curry's got four. And I was like, LeBron
Yeah.
has four. I was like, everyone I feel like was just focused on LeBron getting six, to match
Yeah.
Jordan, all this stuff. I'm going, well, Curry, Curry's had a lot of better teams over the years too. But it's like, well, Curry has four and he could have five. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. It is a good argument to have if it happens when it's all said and done.
I'm excited to see what ends up happening in the next couple of weeks or so. So
Yeah. Yeah, so am I, but we will talk about that in the future. That is the end of the NBA season. Another league that just started is the MLB. Baseball is back. Hopefully that means spring is around the corner because it's been kind of shitty outside recently.
it
But
really has, really
yeah,
has.
April is a tough month in some
Tough,
regards.
tough.
Good
Dude,
things happen.
yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of that, I went to the Met game, Mets opening weekend,
Yep.
right? Friday was beautiful.
Yep.
I could have worn shorts.
Yep.
I was wearing a sweatshirt and a jersey underneath, just jeans, like didn't have to wear anything else. It was just
Hmm.
nice weather,
Yep.
nice April weather. It's like, mid to low 60s, 70s, right?
Yep.
It's like around there. And, great game on Friday. I come back the next day for Saturday. It
Hmm.
is cold as shit up in my seats. It's
Yep.
raining.
Yep.
I'm wet,
Yep.
and I hated it. It was
Yeah.
trash.
No, I know. And just these, like, just as of recording, we're recording on Thursday. The past 2 days, or yesterday, the Mets and Yankees game, or at least the Mets game, got moved up because it was going
Yep.
to be cold and windy. I think it was like
Yep.
40 degrees at the start of it game time. It's
Yeah.
spring. It's not supposed to be 40 degrees. I'm supposed to go to Yankees Giants on Saturday. It's supposed to rain and be like 44 degrees as a high. It's like
Yeah,
I'm gonna freeze. What am I
as
gonna
a
wear? A
high.
winter coat to the game? Like that's not how baseball's
You can't
supposed to
wear
be.
you can't wear your merch then. Like you can't wear a winter
Exactly. You're not
jacket
gonna
over your
see my
merch.
jersey. I can't show off my Giants gear if
It's
I'm
fucking bullshit, man.
I know, it's terrible. It's hard. So, yeah, besides the tough weather at the beginning of the season though, I mean, both teams are off to hot starts.
Yeah.
Yankees, Giants, and Mets are all kind of off to good starts. And honestly, before we get into that, first question I had we haven't really talked about is how
Oh
do you feel about the
yes.
torpedo bats?
I am so glad that you asked me about this because I am a fan of the torpedo
Yeah.
bats. I'm a absolute full advocate of the torpedo bats. I
Yeah.
think there is nothing wrong about it.
Yeah.
I just think that the Yankees are so dumb for being the first teams to do it because obviously once the Yankees did it,
Yeah.
everybody's like, this is fucking cheating. You gotta ban it, yada yada yada.
Obviously, yeah.
No, I think if like a silly team like the A's started doing it and they went on a crazy stretch hitting
Yeah.
all these home runs,
Yeah.
everybody would have been like, yo, we need to fucking invest in those. And it wouldn't have been such a crazy
No,
thing.
I agree.
But it's just because it's the Yankees, everybody just like thinks the Yankees have an edge already and they don't think they need another edge.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
First off, you know, the putting the I guess more wood towards the
Hmm.
sweet spot, like
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's within the rules, so why not?
Yeah, like why did it take us what baseball's been around since like 19 something?
Maybe
Like
even
what
longer ago.
yeah, even
Like, yeah.
longer. Why did it take us so long to figure this shit out?
Yeah, I don't know. And it was just some guy from MIT who was
MIT.
like, yeah, like, hold on a second. Why make it even? This is
Yeah,
the sweet spot, but it's
yeah,
even with the whole bat. So why not
exactly.
just put more wood right in the middle?
Yeah,
And yeah, I thought it was great too. And like you said, I think the only problem was it was one of the top teams in the league. Because
yep.
if the Dodgers did it, if the Yankees did it, maybe even if the Mets did it, but if some team who didn't really do it, or who really isn't as well known
As
did it,
relevant. Yeah, if it
yeah,
wasn't as irrelevant a team, I
yeah,
think it would have been fine.
and the worst part too, I guess worst part is that it's not like oh they won by a couple. They hit like two homers. They hit like 20 homers in the first weekend. They hit three homers on three pitches. I know the whole Yankee team isn't using it, so it's not everybody who
Yeah,
was hitting home runs. But it's like the Yankees just put up 20 runs.
yeah, but you have Anthony Volpe getting sawed off, hitting a home run to right field. It's
Yeah,
like,
literally. Yeah,
something's going on
yeah.
here.
It's like Volpe and Jazz are the ones using it the most, and
Yeah,
then it's like they came out against the Yankees, and then everyone in the league were like, "No, I use it, or I use it." I mean, Lindor has it. Other guys have it.
yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy.
No,
The
so it's really funny because I think my favorite person talking about it was on the SNY broadcast,
Mhm,
and they said, this is equivalent to in hockey, they used to have a straight blade at the end of the stick, right? It,
mhm.
it used to the stick used to be straight. And then in the mid 1980s, they started curving them
Interesting.
for a better shot, more control on the shot,
Sure.
right? That's not cheating. You don't consider that cheating,
No.
right? It's just being smarter about how you use the equipment. So
Yeah.
it's the same equivalent. You
Yeah.
just make the bat have a bigger sweet spot. It's
Yeah.
not, you still have to hit the ball.
Yeah.
It just, now the bat makes it go a little bit further.
Yeah. That was kind of always my argument with steroids. I know this is completely different because steroids is
I am
cheating.
so happy you brought this up. Oh my
Because
God. I am
because
so happy you brought this.
yes, yes, and I'm not saying people should take steroids, especially in contact sports. Like that's a huge advantage. That's a huge, huge advantage. If you're playing football, you're gonna kill somebody if you're on steroids. You got this big advantage. But in baseball, like it's still so hard to make contact with a baseball. So for you to do steroids in baseball, yes, you should be suspended, but it's like you still have to make contact and hit it on the sweet spot and be able to hit it, in a gap or 400 feet or something like that. So I don't know. Obviously, the torpedo bats are nowhere close to steroids. I just think I always have the same thought in my head.
I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. I think now with all the analytics and
Yeah.
stuff we have with the torpedo pat, I think it might be even worse than
Oh,
taking steroids.
oh my
You know what I
God.
mean? Like I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it's cheating, but I
Yeah.
like think about it this way. Like now, like what exactly pitch is coming like every single time. Back when like Barry Bonds was fucking hitting 50, 60 like you know, home runs a year
Yeah.
and he was taking roids,
Yeah.
and like it was harder back then because, you know, Everybody else was also taking them.
Yeah,
He
true.
biggest person doing it, but
Yeah.
like there was like at least, 12, 15 people that we know of that were taking it,
Yeah.
that were doing well off of it. You're
Yes.
telling me there wasn't another 50, 60 players in the league taking it, just not being as successful because they
Yeah.
weren't as good players?
Well, yeah, that was just the time. That was just the era of baseball because they were trying to bring back the audience. It was after the lockout.
Yeah.
Baseball was down, like all this stuff. They wanted fans to come back. It's like, how do you get fans to come back? It's like when people are hitting 50, 60 homers a year.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
fun.
that's what a lot of those top guys were doing from their top teams. And
Yeah.
they never really, I mean, I know Bonds didn't get in trouble until like after his time
Yeah.
because they obviously knew about it during, but they didn't want to ruin the sport even more.
And I feel like, yes, with baseball, we definitely do try and I guess give the hitters advantage sometimes.
Yeah.
We have the pitch clock now, we took away
Hmm.
the shifts, but prior to that, we were or even before that, we were giving pitchers so much advantage. It's like I feel like everything that they did, it was like it went to the pitcher's like advantage.
Yeah.
You have all these pitch metrics now. Like that helps the pitcher being at like the spin rates,
Yeah.
all that shit helps the pitchers. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Obviously the hitters can learn that stuff too,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, the pitcher's gonna gain more advantage off of these
Yeah.
metrics. And then even just like from a year to year basis. Like I feel like at one point the balls were changing so that
Oh
this
yeah.
way, they were like extending the seams on the ball so the pitchers can get better grip. They were
Yeah.
like making the texture of the ball a little bit better so they got better grips on it.
Yeah.
They had the stuff like, the tiger tacks or whatever the fuck it
Oh,
was
the spider
called.
tack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the spider
spider tack
tack.
was there. Yeah.
Yeah. They had the spider tack,
It,
for
it,
pitchers, I mean that got ended up getting banned, but like
yeah.
who knows what they were using before this?
Oh my God, it's so easy between the pitcher and the catcher to be able to put some foreign substance on. I mean,
Yeah.
a catcher could have just put it on their belt, and as they,
Yeah.
were throwing it back, swiped it on the belt, throw it back to the pitcher. I mean, people use pine tar on their neck, sunscreen on the hat, pine tar on the
Yeah.
hat. Like, it's so easy. And even like the argument too is like obviously every era of baseball is different. I mean, pitchers are throwing harder, the spin rates are crazier. I mean, some of these pitches nowadays, I mean, sliders at 95, like that's unhittable. And if
Yeah.
you
It's
think about some of
insane.
the great hitters of back then, the Lou Gehrig's, the Ted Williams, the Babe Ruth, I think they would look silly
Yeah,
nowadays with these
silly.
pitchers.
Silly.
And
Yeah.
obviously it's because pitchers have grown and adapted. But just to think they would hit 95, 100, I don't think a lot of those guys,
Yeah.
maybe some were, not every single guy was throwing 95.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the torpedo bats, nothing wrong with them. I think it's
I have
exciting.
nothing wrong with
Yeah.
them. And I do genuinely think that the whole debate on like what's worse, the torpedo bats or the steroids, I
Yeah.
think it's harder if you're yoked on steroids. Yes, obviously it's different. You're changing your body, but
Yeah.
if you still have to square it up and hit the
Yes.
ball out. If
Yes.
you have the torpedo bat, you have to do the same thing. You still have to square it up and hit the ball out, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's kind of crazy to think when you first hear the argument, like, well, obviously steroids, but because that's just more frowned upon, obviously.
Yeah.
Torpedo bats are not frowned upon. Steroids are obviously frowned upon. But looking at both, like, you still have to square it up, like you just said.
But
So,
now, if you're on steroids and have a torpedo bat like Jerkson Profar was doing, I'm sorry, bro, you gotta go.
you
You
you're
gotta
done.
go.
You're done. 80
Yeah, you're
games
done.
is generous. You're done. You're done. You're done. Well, the crazy part about Profar is he used wasn't it a masking steroid pill or something to
I don't
try
even.
and get steroids out of his system. So it's like
Yeah,
he used steroids. Now he
yeah,
was
yeah,
done, I think. I
yeah.
think that's how I
And
didn't
he
look
got
into it.
caught on the way out.
Yeah. So it's just
Yeah,
like, what? But yeah, I'm glad I remembered to talk about the torpedo bats because they have
dude, I'm
really
so glad you
taken
talked about it.
yeah, they've taken the league by storm and only a few guys are using them. Obviously,
Yeah.
some of the guys who are using them are having better power years, but I mean, that's about it.
I
They're
mean,
not
even I think Lindor started using it in the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
I mean, he always starts off slow,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden, I think he switched back to his old bat, and then
yeah,
next thing you know, he's hitting home runs. He's driving in walk-off hits. Like this game I went to on Saturday was a
yeah,
walk-off sacrifice fly. Absolutely electric game, even though the weather was shit.
yeah.
But like, I think it doesn't help everybody. I think,
No.
some people are so used to using a different bat.
Yeah, I agree. And kind of getting off the torpedo bats real quick, you want to talk a little bit about the Mets and also, you going to two games. Anything new
Yeah.
at the stadium? I know they got voted again as like one of the
Ooh,
top food parks in
they
the
got
league.
they're the three-time defending
Yeah.
champs when
Yep.
it comes to food at the ballpark.
I believe it, man.
They got a dynasty in food per se,
Yeah.
but we're trying to get that dynasty on the field. But yeah, man, I tried a couple of the new foods
hmm
while I was there. On Friday, I didn't really get to try any of the new foods.
hmm
I got really hammered though. It was
Good.
great. It was, opening weekend
Yep.
and just getting ripped with the boys.
Of course.
Um, Great game. It was close pretty much the whole time.
hmm
And I think they only had like three or four hits like the whole game. Saw Soto's first hit at home,
Nice.
which was really cool. Um, Pete had a big home run,
Yeah.
and it was nice to see that. And then followed up to the next game. It was also a really good game. We were losing for most of the game until
Yeah.
like the seventh inning.
Yeah.
We start coming back. We tie up the game. And then, the last inning, Soto gets on, or not Soto didn't get on, but the bottom lineup gets on. Lindor, gets up, hits a sac fly to win the game. It was
hmm
it was electric, dude. It was awesome. I got to hear the trumpets for the first time this
Nice.
season,
Yeah.
which was great as always.
hmm
Electric. Dude, I think they do such a great job since Steve Cohen took over, just
Yep.
kind of making it an experience when you go to the game.
Yeah.
Like even when they change pitchers after the seventh inning and
hmm
on, they black out the stadium and they just
Yeah.
like do strobe lights and they play great music. It's just
Yeah.
so much fun to go
They,
to the
they,
ballpark
they,
now.
do they still have Lazy Mary after the seventh inning stretch?
Oh yeah,
Thank
100%. I'm
God,
up there
thank
like
God.
this.
Yeah. No, I know. Because when I was at the Yorgos game after with Taylor, we were singing, take me out to the ball game in the seventh. In my head, I'm just going, da, 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 da. I'm, just singing. I was like, where is
Yeah.
it?
Well,
But
I love it too, though, because they play "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" and then right into it,
right
and
into
I
it
and
immediately.
I'm just
Yeah.
like this the whole time.
Dude, I know. It's so exciting. I love it. I got to get back to a game.
Yeah, and I was really pissed last season about the whole like taking away the Billy Joel
Yeah.
Piano Man
hmm
in the eighth inning, and they
Yeah.
do the karaoke now instead.
Yeah.
I gotta say it's grown on me, the karaoke,
I'm
because
sure.
during the game, like you see, like I think the ones that I got to vote on, they still had the option of Billy Joel Piano Man.
Obviously.
They had a bar song by Shabuzi,
Okay.
and then they had Call Me Maybe, and what's it called? Ended up winning. Piano Man still ended up winning, so I was
Obviously.
okay. I was
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if those
Yeah.
other two ended up going, I would have been fine with it.
Obviously, yeah. So those aren't two terrible choices. I remember, I think I went once. It was like "Living on a Prayer," Piano Man, and like another great sing-along song. So I was like,
Yeah, it's
honestly,
usually
I wouldn't be upset.
like Mr. Brightside is always like
Yeah,
a favorable one to go up on there.
exactly. Yeah, no, but I'm pretty excited with the Mets start, especially the top of the lineup and
Yeah, me
their
too.
pitching. Knock on wood, has been so good so far, so good to start the
Yeah.
season.
No, dude, it's actually been insane. I saw a stat that they're leading every single pitching statistic in
Yeah,
the league, which is crazy. We're piecing it together and I'm happy. Even if we drop in a couple of categories and we just stay consistent, like I'm
yeah,
okay with that.
yeah. And I know it's early and things could change, but who would have thought in April, intentionally walking Juan Soto to pitch to Pete Alonso would be a mistake?
Would be
Who
a
would have
mistake.
thought?
Who would
Who
have thought?
would? That's how locked in Pete looks right now.
Pete is locked. I
Yeah,
think, especially because Vlad just got $500 million in extension. I think we're
yeah.
gonna give him a huge extension.
Oh yeah.
I think by the end of July, early
hmm
August, we're gonna put together something.
Yeah, no, that Vladdy deal definitely threw off the whole offseason bidding war for
Yeah,
Vlad between the Mets and Yankees, which it was kind of potentially rumored to be. So now it's like, all right, the Mets
yeah,
better lock up their guy because if he hits free agency, if Vlad's not there, I mean, Pete's the top first baseman.
exactly. And I think that, what, I'm honestly okay with not getting Vlad.
Yeah,
Everybody else was like really upset as Mets fans, like, oh,
no,
we were gonna get Vlad. Dude, listen, I don't want to get everybody. We have
yeah,
all these young guys coming up. You have to have a balance of people you pay
yeah,
and farm systems.
yeah.
That's how good
Also,
teams end up staying great for a long
also,
time.
I don't know how much I loved having multiple guys on $500 million
Yeah,
deals for 10 plus years.
exactly.
So
We already got two of them.
yeah, yeah, it would have been tough because obviously there's already so much riding on Soto. It seems like every time he makes even just the slightest bad play, you see 10 different texts about it. It's like, oh, he's making this much money a year and he can't do this. It's like, all right, it's 162 games,
Yeah.
guys. Like, get over it. He was a Yankee
I
for a year.
I'm gonna be Pete's agent real quick. 8 years, 320 million. Take it or leave it.
Could be. I mean, hey, if he continues on this tear, that would be a steal almost
That's what I'm
because
saying.
he can play first. His power looks good. He looks locked in. He's not chasing right now, which is good. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. He's having
There's gonna
competitive
be a
at bats.
stretch where he starts to do that though. There'll be a stretch,
Obviously, yeah.
but I think he'll lock the fuck back in when he needs to.
Yeah, I think so too. And honestly, the Giants are off to a hot start as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll have to see if they can contain this for the year. But I mean, your home run leader in the MLB, Wilmer Flores, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Six homers already. They were down 5-0 yesterday against the Reds. They ended up coming back, winning, 8-6 in the 10th. Their pitching has looked good. Verlander got rocked around yesterday, but their pitching has started off pretty hot. And no matter where the season goes, I think the vibes are just better.
Vibes are definitely better for you guys over there.
Yeah, because usually they've just been a pretty mid, right around 500 team these last 5 years, besides the one year where they randomly won 107.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But outside of that fluke year, I don't know. A lot of the players just weren't likable because it's kind of gone from obviously this dynasty of all the household names, the
Yeah.
Posies, the Belts, the Crawfords, the Panics, the Pablo, the whole team from that whole
Yeah.
dynasty. It's like they're finally all gone. So it's like this is a whole new
Are they?
team
Buster
for the
Posey's
most part.
back
They're all gone on the field.
on the field. Yeah.
But Posey's kind of trying to bring that vibe back. And a lot of these guys, I saw it raised so perfectly. It's like years past, you didn't really have any guy on that team where like you would want to buy their jersey. But now there's some likable guys who are locked up for the next 5, 6 years, and you can just see them after hits, after home runs, after big plays, like how excited they all are. Like they just look like a team finally. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
been missing for the last 3 years.
When I saw that walk-off hit by Willie Adames, bro, I was hyped because I have
Yes.
him on my fantasy team.
Good,
But
good.
also, I was like, yo, like that was like electric. It was pretty dope.
It was, it was. It seems like the fans are back because, yeah, I mean, we just had some guys, but yeah, Damas and Chapman on the left side. I mean, they're huge fans of being on the Giants. And then, Jung Ho Lee over in center field. And, they got some young guys and they just seem like they have a lot of camaraderie and they want to be good and just bring back the fans who loved the team like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Like you.
Hopefully this is not a
Like
Cinderella
you.
run. Yes.
You started being their fan like 10 years ago when, Posey was off the scene. You know?
Exactly, and I'm sticking with them because obviously they haven't been good in many many years. But I mean, I'm kind of one of those fans. I haven't bought a jersey in years. This is a Hunter Pence jersey from like
Oh, wow.
2012.
That's actually
So
crazy.
I think the only two actually the only Giant jerseys I have are Pence, Posey, Sandoval, and Bumgarner.
Hmm.
And Brian Wilson. So that could
Who
be
would,
any jersey.
who would be the next person you would get?
Could be Logan Webb. Could be Logan Webb.
Yeah, Logan Webb's pretty fire. He's been
Yeah.
having a great season.
I like him.
Yeah.
I want Patrick Bailey to be a little better so I can buy his
Yeah.
jersey, but hitting's not
He,
great. But his
he's got potential. He's a really good defensive
his defense is
player.
unbelievable. So yeah, I hope both Mets and Giants continue
So
their
now,
hot streaks.
are you gonna get the new Giants City Connect jersey?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I think we talked on this podcast when they got leaked, and I didn't
Yep.
love them.
Yeah.
But seeing them on the
On the field.
players
Yeah.
with the pants, with the hat, I don't hate them.
I don't hate them
I
either.
I like the other ones a little better. I thought the old ones were boring, and these new ones were too much. But I think it could have been worse. I think it could have been worse. So they're kind of fun. They're kind of exciting, and all I really care about is what their record is in them. I think in the old
Yeah.
City Connects, I think they were something ridiculous like 48 and 15. Like they just
That's
always
actually
won in them.
crazy. That's insane.
Like it was crazy. And now, unfortunately, they're 0-1 in these new City Connects. But
Not a good start. Not a good start.
no, but I don't think I'll be buying one. But I don't hate them, right?
No, I don't hate them. I think they look good. I mean, I even said it to you before the podcast started was I like the Mets City Connects, but my
Yeah.
biggest gripe with them is that it's not their colors. It's
Yeah.
like I understand what they stand for, but at least with these Giants ones, I think it matches the vibe of the city of San Francisco and at least has their colors in it.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, yeah, like because these are the ones they wear on Saturdays for the most
Yeah,
part, and it's pretty much these, but obviously it has a little purple, orange, and stuff. The Mets
yeah,
I get is for the subway, and it looks cool, but yeah, it's just gray and purple, you know.
yeah.
So it's tough because I do like them, but at the same time, I don't know. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the City Connect apparel that goes along with it is almost better than the jerseys.
Yes, I agree with that as well too.
Yeah, I was talking to Chase about this not too long because he doesn't like the Philadelphia City Connect jerseys because they're like blue and yellow, like nothing with their colors.
Yeah,
But he was wearing like a sweatshirt, and the sweatshirt looks nice. And I know a
yeah,
lot of the City Connect like merch looks nice. Like I've seen some
yeah.
of the Mets merch that looks good and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like the hats, I love the hats. Like
Yes.
the hats are fire. It has the bridge like right
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
It looks awesome. Joey has a jacket from them.
Yeah.
Looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, even the sweatshirts too. They just look solid.
Yeah.
And my jersey, I'm not saying I don't love my jersey. I love the jersey I
Obviously.
have. I have a Lindor jersey.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like concrete. It has like a lot of meaning on the actual jersey
Yes.
itself. I just like something about, I bleed blue and orange, and I kind of
Hmm.
want that theme to stick throughout the jerseys.
Yeah. No,
So,
I totally understand that. I'm sure you're not the only one who thinks that.
yeah, nah, I don't think so. Maybe,
Yeah.
who knows? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Or you are. Who knows?
Yeah,
Exactly. But Carl, I think we've held it off long enough.
I'm excited.
I think it's time to get to our game.
Oh
Our
God.
our game that was made again by
Oh
Courtney and
boy.
Taylor.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm
To quiz
so gonna be
us.
cooked.
I
Yeah, I'm
know.
so cooked.
So bear with me, everybody, real quick. I'm going to share my screen and open it up and see how this looks. Carl, you see a shared screen?
I do.
Do you see the
So nice phones you
presentation?
got there. Oh my God, the female product quiz. Two-man podcast. Hey, gotta say, girls, great job on the marketing
I
here.
got to say
This looks beautiful.
this does look really nice.
I
So
want to take a picture of this. This is fire.
yeah, take a picture. I'll take a picture too. I'll promote what we're doing. They did put some effort
That's
into it.
awesome.
Like I said,
They
I
did a
only
great
did
job.
see the first two, but this does look pretty cool. Um, so yeah, me and Carl, we're gonna predict. Well, not even predict.
We're gonna
These are actual
guess.
things. We're gonna
Yeah.
guess these female products and see how they go. This is the quiz. Sorry for the audio listeners. We'll try and describe these as best as possible. But the first slide will be the product, and Taylor and Courtney were nice enough to put the answer on the second slide, so we'll know right away if we're correct or not. Carl, without further ado, here's the first one.
All right, here we go.
This
Yo,
one, I will say I
what?
cheated. Not cheated. When she sent me it, I did see this one, but I promise
Um,
1,000% I knew this one. I knew this one.
I don't believe you. All right, my guess
Okay.
is that it holds makeup.
Okay. What kind of makeup do you think?
Like eyeliner
Okay.
or chapstick. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It does hold something,
Let's go. It holds something.
but it
Yes.
holds toes, my friend. This is a toe separator for pedicures, and I swear I did know this one. The picture that they use is this pink one. Taylor
Yo,
has this exact one. I
that's
knew this.
fucked up. That is fucked up. You know, how am I supposed to know that it gets wider to hold some toes?
It puts you can put your dogs in between each one of these foam little things, and this is easier. And then you keep them on for a while so that they can dry nicely. I mean, some people also might just use something else besides this, but this is, I think, the main thing to use to separate your toes for pedicures.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Not a hot start. All right, number one, Carl got wrong.
Oh
I'm
for
marking
one.
that down.
I'm
Oh
I'm
for
putting it
one.
I'm putting it as I got it.
Yeah,
I
you got that
promise.
one. You got that one.
All right, now we're both even, and we get to the second one. Oh boy,
Oh, oh,
I know
wait.
this. I
Oh,
know this.
they
I
look
know
like
this.
donuts, but I think they're like hair scrunchies.
I That was my guess. I think it's scrunchies, or I think it's for buns. I think my sister used to use this for dance
All right, it's
competitions.
got to do something with hair.
Yeah, I think it has to
Hair,
do with hair. I think it's like buns and stuff like that.
hair product.
Hair product.
It's hair something.
Hair
Yes, let's
donuts. A
go.
donut for bun.
Oh, donut for bun. Let's go.
Yo,
Let's go.
hey.
I'm giving myself that one. That's crazy.
I'll
Let's
give you that
go.
one for sure. Yeah, and I've definitely seen Jill and other people use this before. That's actually kind of cool.
Wait, so that's why it looks so good. It's not like real?
I guess most of the time, yeah. I guess most of the time they have
Yo,
this in
I've
their hair.
been
Well, look at
fucking
this.
played.
Look
All
at
right, because
these.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I see a girl slick back hair with that like round butt. Like
I
that's hot. Like I think you could get like an extra 3 points. Like if you're a 7, you're automatically like a 9 or 10.
well, I don't
Like
think every time that they have this thing in their hair though, because I think
you
you
don't think
can.
so?
I think you can make a bun without this thing. I assume.
I mean, guess you could.
Yeah, but this does look pretty cool and looks pretty easy. I mean, maybe it's
That's
not, but
that's what I'm saying. It looks like a donut. I had no idea that they were cheating this whole time.
yeah, we'll have to get to the bottom of this one.
Yeah,
All right,
I have some complaints.
all right, yeah. Make sure to complain to them. We'll have to bring them back for a follow up to see how many of these they use and how to use
Yeah,
them.
no, 100%. Oh, what?
Oh my God.
That
Number
looks like
three.
Khonshu from Moon Knight.
It does look like Khonshu from Moon Knight. Number three is some sort of metallic item here. It looks like two shoehorns put
It
together.
it looks like a beak, like a bird's beak.
Yeah. And
I don't know what the hole is over here on the other end.
yeah, because what could this be used for? This looks like a torture device almost.
You know, I'm instantly going to like something completely opposite than what it probably is. And
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if
have
I want to say it.
I also think I have some guesses that I also don't want to say, but this looks like something that is not great to have them used on them.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. No,
But I
like
wouldn't
I'm
even I
thinking
don't
maybe something for like pregnancy. That's like what I was thinking, like to help out,
help out
like
with what?
when giving birth. I don't know. Like,
Oh boy. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
um,
even I think
yeah.
it's
Just skip to the next slide. I have no guess on this one. This
I
is
have no
no
guess
number
because I don't
three.
want to be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I think we were kind of right. I mean,
I
that's
think
what
I was
I was
kind of
thinking.
close.
Well, I don't
I
know.
said something with pregnancy to, do this to like,
True. Maybe you could get a half point.
I'm getting a half. Yeah. Oh my God, look at that.
That's terrible. And you know what's?
That
I said this was used for something like torture. Oh my
it,
God.
yeah, what exam is this helping with?
I guess you just got to get examined. But oh, that stinks. Oh my
What is
God.
it? What does it examine? All right, I'm giving myself a half dash.
Dude, you know
Half.
what's? It's so tough too because look at the thing to like open it wider. So then that. Oh my God, it's gonna be so cold. Oh my God. That's terrible. That is awful.
Ladies,
Speculum.
great freaking presentation. Like great presentation.
Yeah, off
That
to
was crazy.
well, we went from 0 to 100 real quick. A
Yeah.
speculum. Oh
How
my
many are
God.
there, did they say?
15.
Oh God. Oh God, we're in for a long haul.
Ah, ah,
Ah, ah.
dang
All
it.
right, this one was easy though. This one has to
Yes,
do probably with hair. We saw it a little bit.
yes, yes,
All right, scrubbing shampoo. I'm giving us that. I'm giving us
yes,
that.
yes.
It's
No,
good.
I think so too, because
Let's get in there.
I've seen something like this. We're not cheating, so I'll go slower this time. A scalp massager. Oh,
Yeah,
scalp
yeah, yeah. Nah,
massager.
yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Dry
It's the
use.
same shit. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll go slow this time. Number five.
Oh,
Tape.
is that boob tape?
I think it's boob tape as well.
It's definitely boob tape.
It's not. I don't think it's ace bandages for wrapping up a bum knee or anything. I think
Yeah,
it's boob
no,
tape as well.
no, they're definitely thinking.
Oh,
Yes, let's
body tape.
go.
All right. I think that's still got to be right.
We
That's
get that. We get
yeah.
that.
I give that to us for sure.
We got that.
Yeah.
They just say body tape, not to say boob tape. And everybody and their mother knows it's freaking boob tape.
Yeah. 8 hours wear time. My God.
Wait, that's actually insane.
Yeah. And for different cup sizes. Wow. Unbelievable.
Sweat proof
Wow. Good for them.
and waterproof,
Oh
so they can jump
my.
into a pool with that.
They could.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. I know this too.
Oh, it's the eyelash thing. To make
Yeah.
them curly.
Eyelash. It helps like curl your. I think it's an eyelash curler.
Yep,
This is
yep.
not the same thing as we just saw before.
Yeah,
For
no,
the exams.
no.
Eyelash curler. Let's go. Let's go. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right.
We're cooking. We're cooking.
Oh my. Oh my. We were cooking. This might look worse than it is
I
because
think
that's
so too.
electric. That is. Oh,
It looks
but
like you plug it into the wall.
yeah. So does it curl your hair? Like,
Yeah, it's got to be a type of curling iron.
because I don't think it will straighten it because you could see the loops.
Because if it did not have a plug, it would definitely be a vibrator. Unless it's like an anal like vibrator.
Maybe I don't think so. I'm going. I'm going curling iron.
I'm going curling iron.
Bubble wand
Let's
curler?
go.
I think
Let's
yeah.
go.
I'm not gonna guess bubble
Half
wand
Yeah,
curler, but that
half a
curls
point.
hair
Half
as a
half a
hair
point.
curler.
I'm giving this like a 3/4 of a point. Three
Yeah,
quarters.
because yeah, I don't know the bubble wand. Oh my. Hmm. Huh. All right. I think I might know what this is. I may. May.
I have to get closer to like see what that is. Um, what are like the ribbons tied on it?
Yeah, the ribbons are throwing me off, but I have a guess, but I'll let you go first.
Is it like a is it like a headband?
So that was my guess. Was like a headband to keep the hair out of your face, because I know Taylor's got something when she puts on makeup.
Yes.
But it's nothing like this.
It's
Like it's
nothing
literally
like
just
that. Yeah.
a headband.
Huh.
Because the two like scrunchies on the side are really throwing me off.
The scrunchies on the side are throwing me off.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but that's the only guess I could have is the headband.
Yeah, me too, man. It's gonna be something completely different. It's definitely not that.
Let's see. Oh, no, we were off. Our heatless curler. Yo,
Wow.
that's actually pretty
These
cool.
inventions are kind of insane.
Oh, wow. So you just, oh, so the scrunchie's tied off at the end. I really like the demonstration pictures here so you can kind of
Yeah,
see
good job,
everything.
ladies. Good
Yeah.
job.
So yeah, so you
Like
just,
to see from model 1 all the way to 6 goes crazy. Her hair looks
yes.
fabulous, by the way. Fabulous.
Whoever this is. But
Whoever this
yes,
is looks
so
fabulous.
yeah, you put your hair in and then, wow. And then you rip, wow. That's cool. Yeah, so we
Wow.
did not get that.
Interesting. Did
Heatless
not get
curler.
that.
Heatless
Yeah,
curler.
did not get that.
Oh, this is
This is a milk product to,
a milk product. Are you kidding me? I was just gonna let you go first because I knew we both knew at the same time. But then you give me milk product.
it's supposed to
Yeah, it's a breast pump. That's what we're looking for.
that's what I was trying to say.
Oh
It's
my
so
God, it's a breast pump to milk when you're pregnant. God damn it. God damn it.
uh, it's a breast pump. Oh
It
God.
is.
Milk product.
Thank
Okay.
God. Oh, what a great picture. That's funny. That's a funny picture.
Oh, bro, I'm fucking crying. That was
Oh
crazy.
man.
All right. Eyeshadow. It's eyeshadow.
You think so? No, I don't
Yeah.
think.
It's like the eyeshadow that like pencil that goes on your eyes. It
I
goes, you draw.
Yeah, but I don't think it's for like on your lids. I think it's for your lashes.
You
Oh no,
think
not
so?
lashes. Your brows. I think it's for your brows. I think it's eyebrow. That's my
Oh,
guess. I think it's eyebrow because I don't think you draw on your
I've seen,
lids.
I've seen, I've
Oh,
seen.
maybe.
I
Oh,
follow
maybe
this
like
girl. I
yeah.
follow this girl on TikTok. Her name's Bryn, and she's
Oh,
married to Mario. Fucking hilarious.
okay. What does
Goes pencil
she?
to draw.
What does she do? Oh, she draws on her face.
Yeah,
You're
she
saying?
does makeup. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, it's something like that. I mean, maybe we'll give ourselves half points. Oh, eyeliner. Okay, so I think you were more right.
I said
Yeah.
eyeshadow. It's the same
You
shite.
were more right because I said brows, but you said the eyes. So you were actually more right on that one.
Let's freaking go.
Damn. Yeah, so I guess this is for the eyes. Maybe when they do the things in the corner of their eyes, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like.
That's kind of cool. Okay. Okay.
See, look, pencils.
What?
Okay, now they're trying to fuck with us.
This is an oven mitt, but it's not.
It's an oven mitt, but it's not an oven mitt.
Bondi.
Oh, I think I have an idea. I want you to
Okay.
go first, because maybe I'm too dumb.
My guess was just to clean like makeup. Does it like is it a reusable makeup cleaner? Or does it
That is a way better guess than mine.
what did your guess? This has to clean
Um,
something.
I thought that maybe it's like, they have like this hand moisturizer routine, and this kind of keeps everything in there. I thought it was something super complex.
Oh, like you put moisturizer in your hand and then put this on,
And then
so
put
it's
it in so it like, it stays like nice, and it like, makes your hands young.
okay. Let's see. Ah,
Way
what?
off.
Way
You know,
off.
way off.
Way
You
off.
know,
I
this is a bullshit one. This is fugazi. Like nobody uses that fucking oven mitt to put self tanner on.
I
Like
guarantee they do, but I don't
there's
know
no
anyone.
shot.
That's crazy. I didn't know that's how you put it on. That's kind of genius. I was way off. I said cleaning off something. This is applying something.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh my God. Yeah, we did not get that one.
Yeah, no.
I don't. I should know.
This kind of looks like, when we have to go pee in a cup at the doctor's office. This
You
kind of
do
looks like the cup they give you.
you do get a cup like this. I think this has something to do with their period. I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cooked here.
I I think it
No
has something to
idea.
do with their period. I couldn't tell you a name or its actual usage.
Like if I knew this wasn't women products, like if I knew that this wasn't like what this whole PowerPoint was
Yeah.
about, I would think that's like a measuring cup to use like when you're like cooking food.
Yeah, the thing that throws me off though is that there's another tube, smaller tube coming out of the bottom.
Yeah, it's like and it's like kind of ripple. No, it has measuring things on it.
It does actually, it does.
Yeah, what is that like tube? So does it plug into something?
I don't know, let's see. Diva cup for periods. I said periods, but that's crazy.
Calling it a Diva cup is kind of crazy.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
I think I like it. I like it.
good job,
Diva.
Tyler. You got that one. You
I
got that
think
one.
I still am confused about how it's used for the most part.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna need like an explanation on what the like it's for.
I'll have some follow-up questions from this for sure. We'll have
Yeah,
to have a debrief
definitely.
of this, but yeah, this did not escape me.
Oh, I know what that is.
Okay, go for it.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's an IUD.
Yes, not an IED, which is the explosives for the military.
Yes, yes,
IUD, yes, yes, yes,
yes.
yes. That a boy, that a
Let's
boy. Let's go. All right, let's
go.
finish strong. We got two left.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh,
All
oh,
right.
you know what? This one's kind of they should not have put this one in because this one went viral.
Did
Like
it?
on TikTok where like people were asking like their dads like what this was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, because
So
it
like I
does.
kind of have an idea.
Well, it does look like when you first see it, you're like, what could that even be used for? But it's a lot simpler
It's like
than.
an Easter egg. It looks like an Easter egg. Like if you would have
Yeah,
asked me before me and my knowledge of this, I would be like, oh, it's an Easter egg.
yeah. But they just
Around
put.
Easter time.
Yeah, yeah. True.
Trying to
We're
fuck with
right around
us.
the corner.
Trying to
But
fuck with us.
yeah, but no, it's just for foundation. I think it is.
Yeah.
It's to put
They just
makeup
like,
on your face.
yeah, you go
I
like
mean,
this.
I will say I have to wet it for Taylor multiple times because she'll always like be doing makeup. She's like, "Can you go run to the bathroom and wet this real quick for me?" And
That is hilarious.
yeah, so I have used
Good
this beauty
boyfriend.
sponge for makeup. Beautiful,
Nice. Yep.
beautiful.
That's exactly the words I said too.
Yep.
So we got that. We got
And
that.
last but not least, looks like a pad for a Swiffer. Let me tell you, for one of those Swift. But a pad might be correct because that's the only thing I could think of.
But
But
why are there strips?
yeah, the strips and them being rectangular is interesting. But
Why
that's
are they different colors?
they are different colors. My only
Like
guess.
the only time I've ever seen different color strips like that, or when I used to do the pool with my grandpa and you tested the chlorine level. Like I'm bamboozled right now. Um,
What an unbelievable comparison, and I don't think that's what they put in. But I know exactly what you're talking
you
about.
know what I'm talking
And
about.
hopefully other people understand what you're talking about as well. Oh my God.
Um,
I think my only guess could be a period pad. I think that could be
yeah,
my only
I'm
guess.
gonna go with something completely different. I'm gonna throw
Okay,
something out there. You
why
know,
not?
this definitely tests their hormones. I don't know what it means, but I'm gonna
Test
go on that
their
same
hormones.
I'm gonna go on that same thing where it tests chemicals. It tests some sort of hormones. I don't know. Hormone level tester.
Hormone level tester. Are you out of your mind?
Out of my damn mind.
Oh, what?
Oh, damn it! Fuck.
Yo, that's the one I think I'm the most mad about. No way.
Oh.
Oh, what well, yeah, because those didn't look like period pads. I shouldn't have guessed it. Wax strips for hair
Yeah, I was
removal.
like, I knew they weren't period pads. Fuck.
God,
Because why would they be different colors?
yeah, yeah. Why are they different colors? The end. How many out of 15 did they get? Wow, really great
Wow,
marketing here.
we
I don't
you know,
know.
wow.
I stopped giving credit after two. You guys can be the judge. All the fans can be the judge of how many you think me and Carl got.
I mean,
Uh,
I think we did really well. I mean, I only marked off the ones like we really got wrong.
yeah.
Which was like I think eight and I think, but I didn't keep track of you, but I got like at least one, two, three, four, five wrong out of the 15. I think I would have passed.
Yeah, I think we pretty much got the same ones wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of them I didn't want to guess wrong with the like third one because I thought that was used for like exams when they go to like the gynecologist, but I didn't want to be wrong with that.
Yeah, I didn't want to say something completely vulgar, like
Yeah.
and be completely wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll give myself some credit for that one, I think.
Yeah, me too. Me too,
The
definitely.
yeah, some of them outrageous.
Outrageous.
I don't even think we could do one for guys because
No,
we don't really
because
use anything too crazy.
I feel like they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if we use a razor, they use a razor.
Yeah.
I think we could definitely do something along the lines and have to get them on to guess.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know what, but maybe we'll return the favor for sure.
Maybe
Because that,
like sports items and
yeah, I don't
different
know.
sayings, sayings we'd say. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them Taylor might get. So we would have to really think because she knows actually quite a bit of sports. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But hey, thank you guys very much for making that. Round
That
of
was great.
applause. It was
Yeah, that
very
was
well
great.
put together.
I honestly loved the marketing. The pictures
Yes,
were amazing.
yes.
You guys did a great job and bamboozled me a couple times. Had some good laughs.
I
I think
had
milk product was the
no
hardest I
product.
laughed.
Yeah, unbelievable. I was honestly scared some of the pictures that might have been coming next. So they'll have to do it
Oh,
again because I'm sure there's some more products that they didn't use. So
no,
if you guys
100%.
like this, we'll do it again, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to make another presentation for us.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of clips to come out of those too. Like those are great.
I agree. I agree. I can't wait. But, hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. That's all we had for this week's. Yeah, and we'll talk to you guys again in a couple weeks.
See you guys in the next two-man podcast episode
Bye.
53.
Bye.